What is going on, guys? And in today's video I want to talk about a very unique time in gaming, especially online gaming. And I was having this conversation today and I was having these thoughts yesterday about this, and it's insane. Like, it honestly blows my mind that the generation, the Xbox 360 generation, the heyday of, say, Halo 3, COD 4, Gears of War, around PGR, those kind of games are treasured for online gaming. That era, that was 12 to 14 years ago. We're talking about like 2007, 2008, 2009, around that time. That's insane to me how long ago that was. It feels like 5 years ago, but it was actually a very long time ago. And it just gave me an idea for this video that I wanted to kind of talk about, and that's how online gaming and the sense of community is just not the same anymore because of technology. That's my honest opinion. So do you remember the time, if you were around playing online games, around 2007 on the Xbox 360, and specifically the Xbox 360 as well, because Xbox Live at the time was the bomb, and the reason why is because basically one of the factors was inviting friends and playing online with friends was really easy. It was really streamlined, but also a very simple factor that made it a big deal was the fact that it came with microphones, and PS3 didn't. And even on PC, obviously, I know you had voice chat and things like that in games, but obviously you had to buy it, and that made a huge difference. If you've got to go and spend more money on something, a lot of people are not going to bother, especially as well because I think chatting online at that time was kind of alien, and it definitely was to me. When I first got the Xbox 360 and I got the mic with it, I was a little bit intimidated at first to use it, but then eventually, when my friends started to get 360s, I'd play online with my friends, and this was before a time where you had the option to privately chat with people. So you only had game chat. So you'd go online with your friends, everyone would have a mic, it'd come with a mic, so everyone pretty much used a mic, whereas on PS3, because you had to go and buy a mic, no one used the mic, the online experience wasn't that great, and the community wasn't there. But specifically on 360, because they had the great exclusive games as well for multiplayer, so they had Gears of War and Halo, and then obviously COD 4 multi-platform. But the times of just chatting to your friends online, in-game chat, but with the public, so you had strangers that sometimes you'd have a bit of banter with them, you'd give them stick, it was always trash talking, and then other times you'd make friends with new people, and you always kind of meeting new people, it felt like, and yeah, it was a good time, really. It was a good time to play online, and this was before we had technology like, we didn't even have smartphones back then. Like, they weren't mainstream back then, so we didn't have the ability to go on all these apps on your phones. We barely even had social media. Like, Facebook was just sort of new back then, wasn't like what it was now. We didn't have things like Twitter. YouTube as well was still pretty primitive. We didn't have things like Twitch, as far as I know anyway. It wasn't mainstream. So yeah, like, there wasn't these options to talk to your friends. We didn't. Now we have. This is the problem, is that now everyone, because of technology, will just talk to their friends in private. That's what you're going to do, because it's like, well, why am I going to go online and go on public chat and get a guy call me a dickhead and say fuck my mum? What's the point when I can talk to my friends privately and have probably more of a pleasant experience? But what happens is we've lost that sense of community with it. Like I said, now we've got things like our smartphones that has things like WhatsApp on it, Facebook Messenger, Snapchat, all sorts. You have video calls, voice calls for free using the internet. You have Discord, you have all these apps, and then on top of that you had PlayStation Party Chat, Xbox Party Chat, so just the options to talk privately now are limitless. So and what's happened as well is now it's kind of stigmatized again to talk to strangers. And the reason why I've been thinking about this is because now we're in a global pandemic, which I didn't really want to mention on this channel, but look, we're at home, and you know, the ability to talk to people is limited now. You know, the ability to meet new people is limited now, and so for me, I'm craving actually to just talk to new people online. And obviously I have a Twitter for that, but this is my problem with at least my experience with Twitter, is that it's just very superficial and it's just not the same. You know, it's just essentially, you know, an echo chamber where you just tweet opinions and people tweet opinions and they want to tweet about the game they're playing or whatever, and then people give it likes and retweets and approval, and then, you know, sometimes you might have a good conversation on there, but it's still just a bit superficial. You know, it's not, you don't really know these people. They're just an online avatar. You don't really get to know them like you would when you used to talk on game chat and stuff. And based on just at least my experience, maybe no one fucking likes me, I don't know, but you know, I've asked people, you know, if people want to play online and stuff, and people are reluctant to. People just would rather stay on their kind of echo chamber of Twitter and just tweet about things rather than actually playing online together and kind of getting to know each other and stuff. But again, that could just be people I know, it could be because they don't like me, I don't know, but it just feels, you know, it just doesn't feel the same. It doesn't feel as organic on social media, and you know, when you connect with new people on social media as well, especially Twitter, you run the risk of running into just toxic, you know, toxicity on a mass scale, though much wider than playing online games, because of the fact that you're seeing, you know, tens of hundreds of tweets per second as you scroll, and you know, the more people you follow, the more doors that opens to toxic stuff, whether that's politics or whether it's games, whether it's petty man babies fighting over consoles or whatever, because obviously these people are going to be tweeting them, or some people might even like the tweets or whatever, and like I said, you know, because the Twitter algorithm starts promoting things that your followers have tweeted at or liked, you then start getting exposed to that. So then you kind of have to be careful who you follow as well, otherwise you're just not going to have a fun Twitter experience. But then, like I said, I just feel like the whole thing's superficial, and I just miss the days of you know, where playing online had this big community of like public game chat, and you know, you're always kind of talking and interacting with new people every day. And I honestly believe that time of gaming will never come back, when technology was primitive and all you had was game chat, and you know, you'd wait for your mate to come online. You might text them, it'd cost you credit, but it's like, you know, you'd come online and you might message your mate and invite him, and then it's like you'd all play together online. Like I said, now we're always connected with our smartphones, and we don't feel the need as much now even to talk on the mic, you know, on game chat or whatever, because we're always interacting with strangers via our screens, on, you know, by texting, and you know, we're always connected now on our smartphones. But I miss the simpler times of online gaming. And it's just sad. Like, you know, I think as well, like even just online games, I think during the early days, you know, even just before the 360, you know, we had games like RuneScape or Counter-Strike Source. They were like my first online gaming experiences, really. And then eventually, I moved on to playing Gears of War. I loved it. And Gears of War, the first Gears of War, was literally just like an afterthought, really. And you had like a server browser. There's no like ranking system or anything like that. I mean, they did have rank play, but it was very basic. But there was no like XP system and things like that. You didn't have like create a class or anything. It was literally just old school, like guns were placed on the map and you'd run and collect the guns. And really the main map was Gridlock, and that was pretty much mainly the only map people wanted to play. So you ended up just playing this, and they only had two game modes, which basically it was one game mode, but it was just a variation of the other, which was a non-respawn, basically a non-respawn team deathmatch. Like, so it was one life per round, and you had Warzone, which was like normal rules and execution. You couldn't kill them unless you went over to them and execute them when they were down. But anyway, so you had a very basic game, and yeah, it was so fun. We used to literally just play it over and over again, chat bullshit, meet new people, and there was no like monetization models. There was no like psychology like you get now. I feel like games, especially online games, I feel like it's like a team of like psychology, psychiatrists and scientists. I don't even know if I pronounced that right, but essentially just studying human behaviour and how to get more dopamine out of us. Flash XP on the screen, it doesn't really offer anything except that it looks good, it feels good to get it, right? It's constant feedback which feeds to your dopamine. Challenges, things to grind for, ranks, cosmetics that you can unlock, and then they tie that to like a monetization system where you can buy more cosmetics or buy more whatever, and everything's just designed to keep you coming back, keep you addicted, bring out updates to keep to pull you back in, to keep you spending money and things like that. And even like with open world games now, everything's bloated, so it's like, well, we have to throw in loads of side quests and we have to make a big open world. I'm looking at you, Ubisoft, but it's like everything's been designed to keep player attention and what's going to make that player feel good, what's a good feedback loop, and it's just, I remember a time online where everything was like just designed for fun, and I feel like we've lost that community, that sense of community of talking to strangers, and we've also and talking amongst your friends as well, and we've lost that sense of community around just fun, just playing it for fun. And even we're all kind of accustomed to these systems now. Like if I played an online game now with nothing to unlock, I'd be pretty bored as well. I'd feel, oh well, there's nothing to play for. It's almost like I'm sucked into that loop now as well. But I do miss the times where it was just about fun and that sense of community. But yeah, that leads me on to what I'm saying is, if you do want to play online, I'm always looking for, because basically, we're all, well, I'm an adult now, and a lot of my friends are adults, and have commitments, and I go through phases of playing with certain friends and stuff online, but it's few and far between. I mean, I know the opportunities have increased now because of the pandemic, and that's been good actually, because I've actually had some good sessions that have almost thrown me back to the old kind of COD 4 days. That it was nice, kind of nostalgia trip, just to have that sort of group together again and play online and stuff. And then obviously, when things got normal in summer, it was almost like everyone just went back to normality again, like not playing online and stuff. But like, these opportunities are still few and far between, and I have a lot of friends that don't even play games anymore, or if they do, it's some sort of game that it's not really my cup of tea, or it's just some chilled out game that's not really for everyone to kind of play online together or whatever. But like, yeah, so I'm always looking for more people now to play with. I'm still always going to be a gamer who enjoys playing games, and obviously now we've got so much time to play games. I want to utilise that by playing online with people. So yeah, if you are watching this, please drop your. So I mainly play on PC and PS4. So I'd say probably PS4 is my main platform of choice, but I do play PC from time to time as well. But yeah, if you've got PSN or even Xbox Live, and your Steam or your PC, or Origin or Steam, yeah, just drop it in the comments. Maybe we could play together at some point. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up, and I will see you in the next video.